What's up everyone, it is me Jarrett over here at VXVision 1394. Today I'm back with another Will It Work? What do I have here? This one's crazy. This was insane. I remember seeing this listing on High Bid, I'm pretty sure it was, and just like double taking it. But look at the title here, lot 4390, Sony home digital recorder for movies or porn. I just laughed. I was like, what the hell, man? I can't believe somebody would list it like that. But whatever they did, made me laugh a little bit. It's pretty crazy. But what do we got here? We have got which was awesome. Kind of their titling was good because there was no model numbers listed. And this is a good camcorder, the TRV900. DCR-TRV900. So yeah, that was definitely beneficial having that title. Like that, the less amount of information that they give people to do research with is always better. So yeah, anyways, what are we looking at here? We've got the TRV900, a bag, some accessories, 3.5-inch floppy drive, remote, lens hood, a battery, power supply, AV cables hopefully back there, tripod mount, which is irrelevant, shoulder strap, cool, lens cap, cool. Manual. I remember when I was doing this auction, I was seeing all this stuff and I'm thinking, wow, sick, you know, again, wild title, but no information to help people do their research. So I'm like, TRV900, I'm seeing all these accessories, I'm like, bid on it. So I end up winning this thing, $57, and let's look back when. Again, these, like the last video, the last Will It Work I just did, this is almost 2 years old. May of 2024. Anyways, the pictures down here that I'm seeing, I'm looking and I'm like, yo, solid. You know, I think I bid on it and just forgot about it. Ended up winning the auction, and when I did my research a little further, I noticed this, which sucked. But I don't know. At this point, we'll just see what happens. But maybe that'll be fixable. But if not, I just kind of effed up here. But the price I paid, the winning price was $57. So I mean, even if I lose out on this, the accessories and everything, and I could always probably fabricate it in some way, unless it totally just doesn't work on the lens. But we'll find out. What else do I got here? Here's some more photos. Everything else I think looks pretty good. The wrist strap is pretty worn. But other than that, I'm not seeing anything else here in the pictures that now even looking closer. Tape inside of it. Yeah, that's about it. I'll go over, will take power, but beyond that, wouldn't know how to test run, sold as is, big gamble as you wish, literally right out of the closet, make a home porn or a memory. Where is my final price here? Yes, with the buyer's premium, taxes, and whatever, final price was $61.33. So, yeah, hopefully that is fixable. Right offhand, it's probably not a good thing. I can't imagine that that's a good sign in any way. Meaning it couldn't just, I don't think it can just like snap back on into place. I think when that detaches, that's probably a break of some sort, but I'm not an expert on the 900, so I'm not sure. But at any rate, other than that, I think let's get into the unboxing now and see what happens. All right, so we're back over here now. Just did the intro for this unboxing, the TRV900. The more I looked and thought about those pictures, I hope this isn't a short video. I can't imagine that that focus ring being detached. I mean, that has to focus. So I don't know if there's a ribbon cable in there or how it's attached, but it sucks. I can't imagine it's good. So at any rate, this is the box that it was packaged in. Good packaging. No complaints there. I think I've went over everything else, all the accessories, the final price. So let's just get into unboxing this one. And just, gosh, man. You know, again, it's not that big of a deal that if it doesn't work, it's just, you know, kind of a waste of time. And I'm down to these unboxings, and I just, you know, hope I get lucky, I guess. So the packing, lots of packing paper in there, so that's good. It came in this bag, so that helps protect it as well. I'm just gonna, I could probably tear this paper. So yeah, make sure you go over all the images if you do online auctions like that. So there's the manual, TRV900. The accessories are cool. I can always use accessories to bundle with other lots. And, you know, if I would get another TRV900, not to say that it couldn't be fixable, but just going through all that to get it there. See what's in the front here. I don't think anything else. So, pull these cables over here and look. This looks like a maybe foreign adapter, power adapter. I see a firewire cable here. Let's see what this one is first. This is HDMI to component video. That wouldn't have came with it. I don't know what that would have went to. Maybe a different camcorder or something else. This one 3.5 it looks like. Yeah, 3.5 to audio AV. This would not have came with it either. Looks like an S-video cable. I think the TRV900 has S-video on it, but this isn't a factory cable. This wouldn't have came with it, this aftermarket as well. And then lastly, a firewire cable, 4-pin. Cool, I guess. So that's all in the front compartment. The bag's kind of rough as well. Anything up top? Tape. Not sure if that's used or not. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to look into that right now. Tape. Got a power supply. Cool. Typical. Yeah, looks solid. Yeah, traditional power supply for them. Here is the 3.5-inch floppy that would have came with it, and then what is this, a PCMCIA card or something that would have went into laptops back then, and then there's the floppy 3.5-inch diskette for still images. Okay, so here is the front element. Focus ring, and then, yeah. So set that off to the side. What do we got here? The lens cap is still attached. We got a battery. TRV330 I'll put up if it works or not in the lower third. Generally the 330s I do not have that good of luck with. Here is the lens hood, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, these always get kind of like a white coloring to them, so just seeing if it was like brittle. Sometimes I could see where they might crack. It looks like, no, I think that's just a scuff. I was wondering if there was a crack on it. Remote control here. So So you have the batteries. I could tell the batteries were left in it by the weight, but I'll see if they're corroded. No. I'm gonna take them out anyway, just to get them out of there. But no corrosion in there, so that's cool. There's the remote. Slide those away. What is this little tripod head or mount or something, which is irrelevant. Bubble wrap. I'm gonna just take the camcorder out here. It's TCR-TRV900. Just want to see if there's anything else in here. I don't believe so. I think that is everything. So, all right. So let's look at the 900 now. Let's see what we're up against with this. Let me take the shoulder strap off here. It's always easier to work with it when that's off. Oh, which I'll get there, I guess, but just as I'm looking, I'm noticing that there's another battery in the back. Higher capacity battery, which I tend to have better luck with. Them working. Oh, something I was going to mention in the intro video was this panel was always kind of down, so I couldn't tell if that was ripped off or not in the pictures, but I'm glad it's there, although probably gonna have to, looks like it's been bent in a weird way, but I could probably get it back in there to stay, yeah, so that's cool. Let me take this battery off first. That's a 750, so hopefully that works. A good high capacity battery would be nice. What else do we got back here? The memory stick was in the back of it. Okay, let's kind of, wonder if I should take this off, maybe not. Let's just look over this. DCR-TRV900. It's got all the stickers on it. This info lithium sticker is kind of bent, but I think, which you guys already saw, probably apply that a little bit. The front of this looks, other than, you know, the lens being removed, what I was hoping, and I don't think I'm gonna get lucky on this, I don't think so. What I was hoping is it looks like there's three notches here, and it looks like maybe posts might snap in there, which would attach that, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's these screws. Yeah, it's gotta be this. There's 3 screws in there, and then there are 3 holes on the back there, which you're gonna have to get to those from the inside. So I would assume what has happened is this probably got hit and maybe stripped. Hold on, I'll have to get the cat out of here. All right, maybe he'll just chill on the futon. Let's just assume the lens is not broke for a second and just look over this. So the exterior LCD side looks good. The top has some wear on the playback controls, which is typical. Bro. Okay, tape compartment side as well looks good. Bottom looks good. So yeah, just typical. What I see, minimal wear, just from age and use is kind of what I'm looking at here. The lens element is, or the glass there is dirty, but to be expected. Maybe I'll just throw it over here for the hell of it. Let's look at the, yeah, the inside here looks pretty good. The LCD itself looks nice, so let's put this over here some way. That's probably good like that. Oh, don't have it plugged in. So let's let that spin for a while. So then, yeah, the eyepiece there kind of telescopes. Color viewfinder, is that a 2.5 inch screen or the 3.5? I think it's the 3.5. AV port wise are behind the door. You get AVs, mic, headphone, Firewire. Some manual controls on here, of course, manual focus, exposure, program AE, shutter speed, white balance. There is a tape inside of it as well. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not sure if... Yeah, I bet these are cracked. And that is what, as I'm looking at these posts, that it would thread, that those screws would thread into. It does look like a few of them are cracked. Maybe I can take a picture and put that up. Let's see. No, get down, bro. Yeah, they look cracked here. I'll put this picture up on the video. So it's possible that this front piece, just guessing, could maybe be fixed. Maybe I'm not sure yet. A little bit of super glue in there. We'll see. All right, that should be good. Let's turn this off. Let me kind of just see here if this is going to, so it would look like, just trying to see which way it would go. Oh, I see. So those, kind of the plastic slots that I was looking at first, they are going to house this ring. So I'm just curious how the focus is going to work on this. Let's try to get these lined up. Let's see if that is in fact going to go on there. Now, I'm not sure the way this inner ring, if this sits, it has to go like this, I believe. It does not thread on anywhere. And then this one, it probably goes on one way. This is usually, I think, to the top. I think it would go like that. I don't want to force, I don't want to push the piece on either. Although I have to imagine that's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's just not sitting down onto the screws all the way and properly. So let's proceed with maybe testing this or trying to test it without that. So we will do the battery first. We've got a sound. Let's do something a little different. Let's try to eject the tape. Typically, we don't like to see a tape left in camcorders for prolonged periods of time. It's a Sony tape. You can't even read what it says. All right, I gotta get the cat out of here. Go, bro. All right, so tape ejected. Let's try to turn it on. Wait, I went to VTR, my bad. That's crazy, we got a picture. And we've got zoom. What do we want to do next? Let's do this again. So we can see the zoom there. Hopefully we were. Let's check out the eyepiece. And I do have video on the eyepiece, and I think it's focused appropriately. Yeah, I should be able to get this. Let's do it like, whoops. Let's do it like that. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hope so. I am seeing the digital display on the outside is working. Let's take a look at, let's see if there's anything up top we can do. Fader, backlight maybe? Fader I don't think I can do because there's no tape in it. Backlight, the icon appears there, which is cool. Yeah, it shows the icon, but there's no way to focus. Let's check out these on the back. I've got shutter speed. This will have to be switched to let's get it switched to manual though. There we go. So what is this one? Shutter speed. You can see that switching. The scroll wheel, I'm using that now, and then that is not jittery so far, so that's good. And then this is program AE, is it? Or, nope, sorry, white balance. There's white balance. Program AE is below that, and there's the icon for that one. Exposure is below that. There's the icons there for exposure. LCD brightness over here. That is also working. Middle volume, that's working as well. Let me look inside here and see what I've got. Picture effect, digital effect, title, then menu. So let's go through these. Here, digital effects, just pre-built ones inside the camcorder that you can use. What's the next one? Oh, picture. I'm sorry. First one was picture effects. This one is digital effects that you can use. Turn that off. Then titles. Oops. There's the menu. Record mode SP, cool. Anything below that? Date code, display. Date code I'm not gonna mess with, but display. There we go, it takes the display on and off. You've got the start stop mode over here. 5 seconds, hold down, press once. I'll have to check that. I forget which one I generally have it on. There's 3 different settings for the start stop mode. You have the setting where you press the record button and it, how does it do it? 5 seconds, it like turns on. It actually starts the recording in 5 seconds, so I think it gives you time to get behind the camcorder. So you hit the button, and it has a little bit of a lag of 5 seconds to where you can get in frame like cameras would have. Then there's another feature where you have to hold the record button in for it to record. And then the last one is you just press the record button once to start the recording and once to stop it. So, when I put a tape in there, I'll try that. And then here is your auto setting switch right there above my index finger. So, you know, so far, so good. I mean, you know, I got picture. It's not going to be 100% accurate because of, I think that this not sometimes, even though this is just a little bit of a ring, I think it helps with some of the glare, and I'm seeing like some whiting or ghosting maybe here on the left side of the LCD screen. And I guess it's still there if I put this on. I was thinking maybe it was allowing too much light to hit in areas that it wasn't supposed to, but it looks the same with it on or off. I just wouldn't, with this way, you wouldn't have the manual focus ability with it. Let me see if, and I've got 2 notches down here as well. I kind of want to look at this again because I don't see anything for those necessarily to, and then that has to, not quite sure. Accessory shoe up here. There is no night shot on this one. I think that always kind of confuses me or messes me up. Most of the camcorders, the MiniDVs, Digital 8s at this time, when this one was out, had night shot, but this does not have the ability. Let's try, I guess. Oh, ND filter. Yeah, ND on and then off, so ND filter's working as well. I think we should try a test recording. Let me check out the pinch roller, see if that's in there. It is. And I am gonna try the roller here. See if it's sliding on the post. I don't think it is. No, it's seated on there, so the lock pin is on there too. Yep. All right, let's try a tape. Make sure it's still in focus here. All right. I don't want to take this apart, but I bet if I did take this apart, I bet I could get that. Is that a crack in there? Looks like it. Yeah. Now I can see it. I think I'm gonna take a picture of this too. Right above my index finger, there is a crack in this piece. And I can see that the height of the plastic is off there too. Let me shoot a picture of this both ways. I'm gonna put this up. So that's exactly what's happened. Probably fell. Like maybe it was on a tripod, falls, hits this, and breaks this element off. And then the focus ring. But it really didn't do anything to the camcorder other than that. Might even make it potentially easier to fix, maybe. Okay, tape. And again, if it doesn't work, tape compartment. It's got the accessory shoe, tripod mount. We could always make this a digital setup with a digital recorder. I think I'm good where the tape is at. I don't think there's any footage on there to where I'd be recording over anything. So let's do a test recording here. So yeah, we're recording now with the TRV900. Let's do a few zooms here. Come back, zoom in again, come back. Let's put up some titles, picture or digital effects there. Yeah, just letting it record for a little bit. Get the drum and motors and all the stuff running. Alrighty, I think that should be good. Okay, before we plug it into the TV, because I'll have to go look for an AV cable. I was hoping, in the pictures I saw red and white, and I was hoping the yellow was kind of just covered up and the AV cable would have came with it, but it didn't. Let's go to playback. We've got the illumination up here for our playback controls, which is good. And let's try to play. I'll have to rewind now a little bit. I see footage. I bet that's exactly, it always, when I worked at Sears, you know, that was a common thing. People would have these on tripods or whatever. It would get bumped, it falls forward, and then it hits on the lens, might break that off. And it doesn't always mean that just because that happens, that the rest of it is going to be non-functional as well. So it's not a good thing, but thankfully it's not the worst thing in the world. It could be repaired, and probably very easily to somebody who's skilled enough to get in there to do it. I might try it. If I can't or don't want to, I might pass it over to my son, who is much better at this stuff. So yeah, we're recording now with the TRV900. Let's do a few zooms here. Back. Let's put up titles, picture or digital effects there. Yeah, just let it record for a little bit. Get the drone and motors and all the stuff running. Alright. Not sure why it didn't show those. The title and the digital effects. Am I thinking wrong here? I would have thought that it was recording. I pressed those, it would have showed on the tape. I mean, it shows, yeah, so I mean, it was showing. I'm just not sure, unless I had to select one. I probably did, because I didn't actually select the title or the effect. It wasn't going to superimpose anything. Let's, you know what I could do? Let's try this power supply. And then I'll run downstairs and grab an AV cable. Test that. Then I just got to figure out a way to get this, I don't even want to say, I was going to say like temporarily fixed, but I mean, this is good. This TRV900 is solid. So I just have to get that on and fixed appropriately. Is that another crack on it too? I think I see another. I'll probably redo the photos. I think I actually see 3 cracks on this now that I'm even looking further to it. So yeah, maybe some I don't know yet. I was just gonna say, speaking off the cuff, just some precise super glue and or I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Anyways, let's try the power supply. Or I get a donor unit that is maybe non-functional in other areas, take it apart and swap the components out of that one for this one. Put it on there. It's always an option too. I'll put that on there, right? Yeah. Get out of the way, door. Come on, man. Why are you trolling me? Let's see. Yeah, so again, power via the power supply. I thought I was just thinking of something else I wanted to show. I don't think I'm gonna go over the memory stick, digital still pictures. I mean, that's generally not the focus of something like this. You don't do video on these. This is their memory stick option, which is for their digital still pictures. You might be able to do video on it, but it would be so bad. It would be like probably 320 by 240 resolution, not even like standard definition or VGA. And to be honest, I don't even know if it has that feature. Generally, that's for still images only. Let me just pause here. I'll run down and get an AV cable. All right, AV cable. So I think what we will do after this, however I decide to repair this, I'm gonna have my son look at it. He's done a lot more teardowns and worked with some lenses a lot more than I have. Okay, so that's good. So anyways, my point was, I'm gonna have him look at it, see what he thinks in terms of the repair. What size is this? Okay. And if he is going to try to repair it, him and or I or whatever, I'll probably try to record it. So that might be cool to just have a little bit of a repair video on this as well. Okay, let's show the, let's take the battery off of this since I'm not, or actually I'll just unplug the power. And then I want to show the ports here. Yeah, Firewire, the LANC, you've got a headphone, AV's S-Video. Is there an external mic on this one? I'm not seeing it. I could be wrong. I apologize if I am, and I'm just not seeing it right offhand. Here it is. Yeah. Right above my index finger there, so. All right. That's the previous recording. So yeah, we're recording now with the TRV900. Let's do a few zooms here. The volume. Let's put up. Let me rewind it a little bit. I apologize. I just wanted to turn the volume up a little bit, but the volume messes up with the video on that. Zoom in again. Come back. Let's put up titles. So, yeah, I did select it, so that won't come up, but so far so good. Record for a little bit, get the drum and motors and all this stuff running. Alright, I think that should be good. Okay. Turn this off. Good, good. I'm happier now than I was, a little more optimistic with this. I do believe that, I think that this is even fixable. I think it is. So, yeah, I'm going to discuss this with my son, and I'm probably going to have to come back to this one, because I think if we're going to do a repair, I'm going to record it on this. This is in too good of working condition to not try something, and I don't think I want to sell this without it fixed. I don't think so. So, yeah, let me pause. I think we're going to pause here. I'm going to have to come back and let you guys know what I'm going to do. So, yeah, let's just keep this one in limbo at the moment, and we'll be back either for the repair or for the closing of the video at that time. So, yeah, see you then. We're going to start with all the screws that have arrows on them. It's going to be all these. Okay. Might not need to do all these. Let's see what we can get away with. Jesus. The screws are not easy to get out. They feel like they are, yeah, being weird.
Okay, I see. Fuck, man, that's insane. Jesus.
Okay, yeah, so we are back now. I've got my son here, I for RGB, on YouTube. He's the one that did the repair here, obviously. And yes, I just kind of wanted to come back with him and talk about this a little bit, kind of where I left off the video was the contemplation of
like how to do a repair, where to go, or like, because there was multiple different ways of going about it.
There was kind of three that I thought I discussed this. The first way was sell the camcorder as is, with the with it kind of damaged, but tested up to the point where I did. So that was option A. Option B was to just glue everything on from the exterior and not open it up. And then the last scenario was what Anthony did, what we decided on for you to repair it.
Yeah.
One kind of key element to going that route, because I was hesitant on doing a repair like this, only because we had never
opened one of these, but we've opened up similar ones.
Lots of other ones.
But I would say the VXs are some of the easiest.
Yeah, which seems like it wouldn't be, but sometimes the larger they get...
the easier they seem to be to open them up and get into. The smaller ones, because they're having to pack in so much into tighter spaces, it is a little bit more complicated of like...
Can be, yeah.
Where do I pull from? And I can even dive into like what that was on this one in particular.
Correct. Before we get there, the last thing I think that kind of propelled us forward was we came across that video on YouTube.
Yeah, you did. You found it. I was able to then watch it myself.
Yeah.
And even though it's like one of the most ridiculous things on YouTube,
it's just a teardown.
It's just these people quickly, tearing it apart and not
just
really, just to see what it looks like
inside of it. So anyway, I'll probably, that's already probably been up, or I'll put that up to kind of give you guys an idea what the teardown looked like. And theoretically, like you said, we've done other repairs and teardowns of other camcorders similar. It just became, I think, because it's the TRV900, it's 3CCD, and there's more value attached.
Yeah.
The fear was there.
There's a risk reward.
Yeah,
always.
And that was it. The first two options was, I didn't want to lose everything, because it's like, I could sell it as is, and that's okay. I retain some value. I don't know what to price it at, but I could sell it on eBay with it broken. And just like I said, let people know the tape compartment works. This is what I've tested up. But that's kind of boring.
Of course.
And you want to retain max value, and this is what we do. Second option was gluing it from the outside, which I thought, okay, can do that.
I just saw too many fears myself with that option when it came to, could that mess up any of the outside mechanisms, or will it just come off again?
Yeah, we didn't know, right? And that was it too. Gluing it from the outside, and probably saw in the video, it put the lens on a little crooked.
Yeah.
So it could have worked, but I didn't know how structurally sound it would have been. Then I'm applying just an unknown, so I didn't want to even
especially because we have the manual focus ring there.
Focus ring.
I just was like, ugh, it seemed like even though there is the risk of, if we open it up, could we damage something that then makes it unusable in general from any sort of standpoint? A ribbon cable is the biggest, but
anyways, that's what we decided on.
Right.
To proceed forward, and I thought, you've been doing a lot more repairs lately than I have, and my eyes are getting worse, so it's harder for me to really see in there on the fine-tuning
This is something I want to do anyhow, is the repairing, so it is nice to learn about pretty much any of these units and to get the opportunity to actually just open up one of these TRV900s. And I guess lucky for us is it was quite an easy repair job.
You were confident on it, and when I sensed your confidence, I was just like, okay, let's set the camera up, record it, and so I thought, that's the backstory, long-winded, but to get to this point of kind of just have you explain whatever you want, like what you encountered.
I guess firstly is the fear aspect of, you have the screws inside of the unit, inside of this lens unit.
3 screws.
3 screws that are sticking out. And my fear was on any VX, that lens assembly and those screws are usually very, very hidden, extremely, like the hardest thing to get to. It's almost the last step in the disassembly process of a VX. So I was getting fearful that if it's in any way similar to that, that fixing of a VX is very, very difficult. So lucky for us though, getting to see the video, it looked to be as soon as they took off all the outer body screws, all the ones with arrows pointing at them, I went a little bit further as well and unscrewed a few more things just to make sure I could pop it open and kind of learn where it opens from.
What comes off? I didn't watch fully the repair yet, like in depth. I just kind of like
basically
skim through. What do you do first?
Once you've unscrewed it, it's kind of like this part right here. This top part with the viewfinder is the first thing to come off, which is very similar to a VX. That is the first thing that you do take off is the handle with the microphone. So it was
the top portion,
kind of like not intuitive from any of the other camcorders we've done, but super simple in all honesty. You know, you take this top part off. There's a ribbon cable connecting it. Take that off. Really simple. Then these two halves can come with a few screws that you take out, kind of separate. But you don't need to fully separate them. There's kind of like 2 to 3 ribbon cables that you would have to take out. And lucky for me, at least, and for this repair, since it's all in the lens, this front then pops off, and there's a single ribbon cable connecting that front.
And I did see that on the video. I could see that there was one ribbon cable connecting this to the body.
I guess I should clarify as well, it's not that the lens is connected to this barrel, and that's the good thing about it. It's just that this is basically a separate part from the lens, this front end. Which is really, really nice, and why this was such a easy repair was because it was separate from the lens, because it was really separate from everything, just having a single ribbon cable connecting it. So I was able to take this whole front part off and basically make sure I have all the screws, take this front then, if I unscrew the lens hood attachment. So of course this was our front that was taken off, or broken off, and there were little cracks from the screw holes. I carefully added super glue into those areas, kind of held in place some, pinched them to make sure that they would kind of seat close to one another again.
The ring element first, not the focus one, but the element that was the plastic pieces that were kind of cracked. Did you go ahead and super glue those first?
And once I had it disassembled, and I knew, okay, here it worked, you know, and we're good, super glued the front. I used some isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip to also clean up the super glue, and it dries it out quicker too. So you don't have to wait too long. And you'll probably notice in the video footage, it actually turns like the super glue like a white color. And for the sake of just cosmetics, I did like use a Sharpie marker to make those black again, to color it in. So hopefully it's not super noticeable. That's very much just a cosmetic thing.
It's just a cosmetic thing.
At this point,
it does not affect the performance of it.
The super glue did really well of not only putting basically the screw threads back together, but also I feel like it added a bit more of kind of like something for the screws to thread into, like new stuff to go in there. Regardless, once I screwed then this front barrel to this front ring with the focus ring in there, it came together perfectly. There was no
there's no gaps.
There's no gaps.
It kind of just seated it in, and structurally
it's not 100%, but it's pretty darn close.
I was going to ask, and this is important because sometimes people want to use these if they're going to use them for skateboarding.
You want to see a fisheye.
You might want to put a lens on. That's some weight. What do you think structurally?
Structurally, I would say from 100%, it is at maybe, if I want to give it a safe number, a safe bet, 80% to 90% sound.
So it's good.
Pretty. The fact that I'm able to screw this on easily, this hood, that was my big test, was just to see if that would kind of go on and off nicely, and it does. Again, you are right that a fisheye, certain ones, like the Baby Death, will be heavier than others.
So it's just something to be aware of.
But I mean, that's always the case, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I think a fisheye, in any case scenario, because of the weight it's adding, you do have to just be structurally careful. Sure. I would say that this is not any less than normal. Again, just an 80 to 90% instead of being 100% perfect factory.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Yeah.
So I'm confident. It was honestly like a great test repair of some new ideas to try with the super glue and just kind of rebuilding the screw threads almost from scratch, and it worked well.
The nice thing too, in addition to the repair just being phenomenal, when you came down it was done, I was just like, holy sick, dude. The thing with it though, I believe, is even though you've applied some super glue in there, if somebody gets this and they would, down the road, whoever, if they would want to make a repair and do it like Frankenstein, a piece together that isn't cracked, that's still possible.
It is very much possible. Yeah.
So it's like not necessary, but I wanted to give that as a...
That's, I think the better thing is now there's no real damage to anything else. It's just that one part that was damaged is now repaired to 80 to 90%, good. And then if you would want to get a
donor unit,
from a donor unit, if you would want to get one, it's an easy repair. You should be able to follow what I did in this video or watch the other video too, just to kind of see it from all angles. But yeah, it's not that complicated as long as you kind of know how to work with the ribbon cables and take them in and out, and have kind of a little bit of some previous knowledge of this stuff. It's not all that bad.
Yeah.
It's we've had way worse, I would say. Camcorders that are just next to impossible to get into. So I'm very happy now to know that this one is not too difficult. It's pretty up there in being in its repairability, I guess.
So essentially that's just what we wanted to do, because for RGB you have a lot of content over there, or you're building content for your channel, which revolves around a lot of the similar stuff that I'm doing as well. Analog equipment, retro gear.
A lot of professional stuff that you would otherwise not see often or would see in a studio environment, and kind of learning all of it from a consumer and professional standpoint. So hopefully it builds just a bigger knowledge base.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of what I was thinking. It would give you a chance to do a repair on something like this. And like you said, there's certain ones when we get into these repairs that are just out of the scope or the realm for a lot of people. Especially when you get into the tape compartment. But bearing that you don't have any problems inside, where sometimes the ribbon cables are behind doors that are easily to break, or there are pieces that kind of maybe the solder, you've had points where solder come loose. So what I was saying is, bearing that there is no problem that you kind of run into, a lot of these repairs are in your in your scope or your realm. So,
and I think not just that, but it's good to show and demonstrate what I believe other people can do. It's not that difficult in the grand scheme of things, as long as you're careful, gentle, and try to have take your time.
And why I said that was you've had things break, and it really wasn't your fault. It's just when you get in there and you begin to pull on a ribbon cable, that block or whatever the technical term is that it plugs into can just kind of come loose because of the solder getting weaker over time or something.
And it just, again, it determines my camcorder the camcorder, but hopefully building that knowledge base is the idea. So then
if I come into this in the future, you know, this is the will it work, and if I run into any issues with camcorders down the road, I can call you in and we can try it again and see what happens. So yeah, it just builds or spreads the knowledge of what people can do, of course, to other people, as well as giving credibility right here when I sell these, which this will go up on eBay. I don't need a TRV900.
Nope, we've got plenty. And hopefully it'll be a great unit for somebody to be able to use.
It will be. I'm gonna go out. Confident. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go out today and do some shooting with this, like I do, make a little montage of the camcorder itself. So yeah, that was it. I just kind of wanted to bring you in. I think we can close it there on that one. So yeah, any questions, comments, or whatever, leave them down below. If you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel. i4RGB, there'll be links. I'll put them up in the video as well as in the video description for him.
Greatly appreciate it.
And we will be back in the future. I will, maybe you, for more Will It Works. So we'll see you then.
Awesome.
See you guys.